Okay, so good evening, everyone. Welcome to session 4 of interactive sessions of API manual testing, an initiative by Oprimes Academy. So today we will have Ovia who would take us through components of API topics, which are important for all of us to understand and have a knowledge so that we would be able to test the API better way. So over to you, Ovia.
Thank you, Shalini. Good evening, everyone. So hope you have guys gone through the topics we have discussed so far. Any doubts in the previous session? Okay. So let's continue with the today's topic. Those are like if you have any doubts in the previous session also, please keep it in the chat box so we will address it later. So today's topic we are going to see some of the components of API. Okay, so API at a high level actually we can divide it as two components. One is request, another one is response. Whereas request itself has its own set of components, response has its own set of components. I'll list what are all the components which we have in request and in response. Okay, so when it comes to the request, we have the URL, we have headers, we have request bodies and parameters. Okay, request body is also one of the parameter. Whereas coming to the response side, we have uh, time it taken to get the response, and status code, response body. So these are all the three components which we have in the response. So few components we will discuss detail today. Those are like URL, endpoints, payloads, what are all the types of parameters we will discuss. These are all the components of request body. Okay. So starting with the base URL, so any API, take any API, it has the URL which will have the information on the server. What is the resource it has to, we discussed about resources 1 week before, right? So what is the resource it is targeting and what is the data it is actually expecting or it is actually updating. So this information will be carried with this URL. Okay, mostly what is the resource we are targeting, what is the server we are going to get, and how we are reaching to that server, is this information will be carry forwarded by the URL basically. Okay, so base URL is nothing but the combination of schemes, host and base path. Okay, we will discuss each one of this in detail. Whereas scheme is the protocols. Okay, so protocols like TCP, HTTP, HTTPS. We will give you some more reference materials with the additional protocols also, so you will get to know all of it. But the most used protocols are HTTP, HTTPS in APIs, or sometimes TCP. I'll explain these three for now, but we'll give you more reference to the remaining protocols and networks. So TCP is nothing but transmission control protocol. Okay, so this is what it is doing is it is collecting one message. It is used for communication basically, and over the network. So it takes the message, split it into multiple pieces, and then it will transfer piece by piece, and in the destination it will collect all the pieces, club it together as a single message, and then deliver to the subscriber or the receiver. Okay, so this is TCP. Whereas HTTP is it is the protocol between client and the server. Okay, and HTTPS is nothing but with additional security level. Okay, so these are all the schemes we mostly use in APIs. Coming to host part, this is the place where the server is hosted, and we refer it using IP address. Okay, basically, and for the readable conventions, instead of using the IP address, you must have seen IP address like 172.33.33. Something. There's four part of IP address. So host is nothing but this IP address. For readable purpose, we will be converting to according to the organization. Say Swagger. So here this petstore.swagger.io is the host in this example. And coming to the base path it is nothing but the path to reach that resource. Okay, we will be having multiple paths to and different resources in from one server only. Say you are going to reach the employees, you can reach employee from particular department or particular age range. So whatever the category you can filter as part of path that comes under the parameter side. But to reach that, you will be needing some path, right? So it is the path between the resource and the hosted server. Okay. So all together, so scheme plus host plus base path is equal to base URL. Coming to endpoint, actually, what we have designed using the IP address to the readable format is the REST endpoint, and the API endpoint is nothing but the remaining part. As I told you, we will be reaching some categories of the resources. Before that, we need to specify what is that category: employee hiring, employee recruitment, employee what whatever the operations we can do in the employees. So everything will have the path, but proceeding with employee. After that, we have one more path, and then we can have the categories. So this is the endpoint. Okay, API endpoint. So we call it an endpoint. Like if you combine the whole URL, then you can call it as a simple endpoint. If they are asking for specifically as API endpoint, you should target more on the resources. Okay, now coming to the types of, yes, anyone has any doubt?
Yeah, I have a doubt in last slide. Just wanted
Yes.
to understand the REST endpoint, what exactly it is.
Oh, okay. In the previous one, I have explained about this host, right? So this is basically where the server is hosted. Okay. And it is in the non-readable format, which is an IP address. And we will be converting that into a readable format. Okay. So this career service.staging. Okay. Take example of Facebook. Okay. Now www.facebook.com is the production environment REST URL. No, it's not a REST URL, but it is something in the readable format. But actually, you can access that by using the IP address also, corresponding IP address also, right? And take Flipkart. In Flipkart, you have some service. Take the cart service. Okay, then your cart service will be cartservice.staging.flipkart.com. Okay. Similarly, same customer service.amazon.com. It will be your service name. So this is the endpoint of the service. So service means REST here. In this case, REST. We are seeing about RESTful services. So REST here. So this is called REST endpoint. Okay.
Basically, this is a domain of that particular service, right?
It is the it's the naming convention for the server. Okay. It is basically the IP address, and it is we are changing that IP address into some naming convention representing that service.
Okay.
What is that service exactly doing? Okay. Take any example. Go to any website. If you are seeing the network tab for any APIs, means you will see this related services name first, and then the organization.com. I have mentioned it here as a staging because we will be having multiple environments in testing, right? So development environment, testing environment, and the production environment. So in dev environment, how this URL will be careerservice.dev.oprimes.com. In staging, it is like this. In production, it is directly careerservice.oprimes.com. It without staging. Okay, it is the naming convention, and it is representing different IP address. And it is the server where the service is hosted.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the REST endpoint, and we have an API endpoint, which is
We have 2 questions in chat just for your info.
Chat questions can we address later because I have to come and see every time.
Yeah, that is
what basically is an endpoint. Sure. Okay.
He has posted an example asking this one is an endpoint. Yeah.
Yes, this is also an endpoint. Like you are targeting to reach the dashboard of the browser stack. So this is an endpoint, and this is as part of the URL, like the hosted URL. But when it comes to the services, REST, it is like service specific URLs. Yeah.
One question from my side. So yes. Will the REST endpoint contain the port as well, or
yes,
or is it like separate thing?
It will contain the port also.
Okay.
Okay. So it is like IP address. I can type and show you. I'm not in the editable. Okay, I can send a reply here. 172 dot, take any random number. Okay, so I'm just taking random number here. 29.29 dot. Here it comes the port. Okay, so this is the actual IP address, and we are converting this into a readable format specific to that service. Okay, the example that we shared by Akshay, live.browser.com is not a service, it is a URL, hosted URL. But if the browser stack has a service called live, then it is the service URL. Okay. All right. Any more doubts with respect to endpoints and base URL? Okay, cool. Let's move to the part where we can see the parameters, types of parameters. Okay, so these are all the main parameters, like part of the API components, which will carries your request. Okay, it is the exact thing you are asking to perform this information. So what you have to do, what you have to get, this specific request, it is the parameters carrying that information to by the request. Okay, and based on the type of request we are expecting, we will be having different types of parameters. So these are all the 6 parameters we have: header parameter, query parameter, request body parameter, template, matrix, and plain parameter. Okay, we'll see one by one. Header parameter, so it carries the information like what is the content type we are expecting. Last week we have seen XMLs, file types, and JSONs, right? So we have different types of request. So what is the type we are sending and what is it we are expecting? Request type and response type. Those information we can add it in the header. Okay, so application/JSON, application/XML. So what is the information we are passing in which format? So content type we can pass it in header parameter, authorizations, cookies, all these uh, features we can handle it in the header parameters. Okay, I'll explain header and request body in high level in this slide because we have already seen those in previous sessions. Remaining 4 I will explain in detail in the next slides with example. So like I said, header parameter, it will carry the informations like what is the content type, authorizations, authentications informations. Request body is nothing but exactly what we have seen in the last week. It's the JSON format, can be JSON, it can be XML, it can be a normal text. So it can be any type that we are sending. Okay. So coming to query parameter. Okay, this is the example for a header. Okay, this will carries the informations as the instructions to the request. Okay, and yeah, these are all the examples we have seen. Sorry. Accept, what is it we are expecting to accept? Applications of JSON types. And what is the request ID? What is the expect? So anything specific to the request and response, then we can specify it here. Coming to query parameter. Okay. Let's go with one example. I mean, for all the parameter types, let's go with one example. Which example I can take? Okay, let's take the same example here. Booking airline tickets. Okay, so you are going to the ticketing API. Okay, now up to this one. Can you see ticketing API? You have by this you can reach the ticketing API. Okay, but what is it you are getting or what is it you are providing? You might have the specific interest to choose, right? Say for example, while you're booking, you are expecting in the plane, you are expecting only vegetarian. Then you need to give that information. And what are all the other information you're expecting? You have an extra luggage, so you need extra space. And you need a wheelchair, you need a babysitting. So all those options, if you want to add, keep adding, then you need to filter it, and then either you're updating by after filtering it, or whether you are getting only these options, then you have to pass this information somehow, right? So from the resource, if you are having this information in the body, the URL will go to the resource, that is the ticketing API, and then it will have to prepare the query and query it. Whereas if you are giving it in the query parameter, it will have the filter ready and then get this information from that. Say they have the indexes and all, it will be very useful that time. Okay, so the syntax for using the query parameter is having question mark, and it's not always option. The parameter name can be anything. So everything is a key value. Okay, so key can be anything according to the developer, and what is the expected value. If you're having more options, more filters to be done, you will be separated the options, not the options, the filters by ampersand symbol. Okay, so question mark or and ampersand symbols or the syntax of query parameter, and actually you can create any number of options like this, any number of filters like this. And okay, and but one constraint here is you should always use the query parameter in the end of the URL. You cannot use it in the middle. Say before you are going for ticketing API, you have to travel to some place and it is dynamic, then you cannot use it at the place of middle before reaching to resources. Okay, so it can be used only at the end. This is the query parameter. Second parameter we are seeing is template parameter. This parameter is also called as path parameter. And one similarity, one thing comparing to query parameter is you can include this in any point of the URL. Okay. And say, for example, you are expecting user, you are trying to reach a user, and you can specify the user ID here itself. Okay, if you are sending 1, 2, 3, and 2 represents OVR, then my resource slash user slash OVR dot slash bicycle, what is the bicycle ID she is expecting. So you can use this parameter anywhere between the URL, and it is like a placeholder, like a variable storing some information. It holds the dynamic values. Okay, and yeah. Third one is matrix parameter. Matrix parameter is very much similar to query parameter. Again, this can be also used in between the URLs. It's not mandatory to use at the end of the URL. It comes after the resource and before the query parameters. And the syntax for this is semicolons. Okay. And since it is a matrix, so you have the coming to the example, explaining with the example. So you have the categories. In categories, you can have multiple key values. Okay. And the object, you can have multiple objects. So it holds the multiple. So query parameter can have only one value. If you want to have another value for that, you need to separate by ampersand and then give the another value. Whereas here, you can have the multiple values separated by slashes and comma and semicolons. Okay, so query parameters, matrix parameter can have multiple values. Anything I have missed about this? Yes. So if you see this fourth point, actually, say I am looking for some resource and I have come filtered by categories. Based on that one, I can have the multiple levels of filters. Okay, so category wise, I have filtered something. Then in that categories, I am filtering the objects. How do I explain? Okay, take the example of searching in e-commerce website. You are going to electrics and devices place, and then you are looking for mobiles. And then in mobiles, you can check for Androids and iPhones, right? So after choosing the category, you are going one level deep inside the category, right? So if you are going like a hierarchical way, then you can go for matrix parameters followed by query parameters. In that you can query, where is my iPhone? Like that. Okay. Yes.
Can you please help us with a live example? It will really help us understand better, I think.
Yes, sure. All right. Live examples. Okay. Say in Flipkart, you are going and searching for kurta. Okay, so how your query parameter will be, right? I mean, I'll say the URL, okay, or I can write it here, http:/flipkart.com. Okay, it has the service, right? So say the service name is filter.flipkart.com
Is it
slash.
possible to just project your screen and hit that URL? Is it possible?
I don't know, actually, I don't know if it will have the query parameter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody,
Okay, someone has sent me. Thank you so much. So flipkart.com search. The search is the path. Thank you so much, Akshay. So this has the URL. Search is the path, and then can you see Q equal to kurta? And then if you are having any other tracker, then you have the ampersand separated by the other before the other filter. Okay. So this is an example for query parameter. When it comes to the matrix parameter, it needs hierarchy, and matrix parameter is not commonly used. Like at least I have not come across like many scenarios. Mostly we go for query parameter, then we will go for, I have seen a lot of path parameter, then only this objects, request bodies. Okay. Any doubts?
Ovia, sorry to interrupt you. It is of semicolon or else colon actually in the matrix parameter we'll be using.
I think it's colon.
Oh.
I'm not sure. Semicolon, I guess. I think it's wrong in this example. It's okay. If you are having multiple categories separated by semicolon, and in I'll confirm on that, but I have remember like saying a semicolon. Here it is colon.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
Ovia, I had a question.
Yes. Yes.
So can matrix parameters and query parameters can all be clubbed in a single
Yes.
API request?
Say the current example. So it has like this definition also. If you see the second one, it comes between the resource and the query parameter. After you are filtering, the example I have told you, you are going for the devices, mobile devices, and then you are going to the filter for iPhones, and then in the iPhones you will have multiple pages, iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like it will be in different pages, right? So you have to different switch between one page to another pages. So in this example, if you see, the query parameter also presents. Okay, query
so
parameter.
after question mark, whatever comes, that's a query parameter,
Query parameter,
with
yes.
ampersand.
Yes.
Okay.
Ampersand is not compulsory. Like if you have more than one query parameter, then you will have the ampersand.
Correct.
If you have only one query parameter, there is no ampersand.
Okay, but how do we know like these parameters we need to send like while doing an API request? So by seeing the Swagger API or something like that. So using API
Actually,
documentation, we need to do that. Right?
Yes. Yes. By seeing the Swagger documentation, this is how the developer will be deciding which parameter they can go for querying this kind of data. They will fix on it while the designing phase. Then we will get the same thing and we can proceed the testing on the same.
What if there is no documentation like Swagger? There is no Swagger, then
even then they will be giving you the API documentation in some format, right? Say in Postman collection. So they will have this in the same format.
okay, thanks.
Okay. Even if it is like some document they have mentioned, they would have mentioned this has matrix parameter, these are all the parameter names, these are all the keys and values.
Sure, thanks.
Okay. One question from I don't know how to pronounce this name, Kavinal. Can we provide values with encrypted data in query parameter? Yes, you can pass, but there should be decryptions in the other side. After you encrypted also only you are passing, and actually you don't have to encrypt before you are entering as a query parameter. If you are using HTTPS protocol, then it will automatically encrypt your whole API. No need to encrypt only the part of the API. Any other questions? Okay, guys. So I like to revise what we have seen once again. Recall once again, different components of APIs or request and response. Request has URLs, headers, and parameters and request bodies, whereas response has the response time, status code, and uh, response body. Okay, so in the next sessions we will be seeing what is this operations that we seen in the first slide. We have get operations, put operations, right? So types of methods, HTTP methods and messages we will be seeing in the next session. So this sessions, I hope you have understood the parameters and the headers, URLs. So any doubts you can post it now. I think that's it for today's session.
So like are the query parameters sensitive?
Query parameter, sorry. Can you repeat your question? Hello. Did anyone got his question?
Hello.
Yeah, can you repeat your question?
Avinal, your voice is breaking. If you're comfortable, please put the question on the chat and I would read it for you. No problem.
Could you share any practical example? Practical example for each of this? Okay, let's discuss this. Starting from the base URL, like I said, facebook.com is a base URL and flipkart.com is a base URL. Customer service.flipkart.com is the base URL. If you're specifically asking about one service, then you have cart service, you have a payment service. So payment service.flipkart.com is the base URL. Okay, and coming to the endpoint, when you are trying to make a payment, payment.flipkart.com / whatever the version of API you are using, so v1.0 / what is the payment mode. So payment mode is the resource here. Okay, so after that payment mode, it can be any mode. So what is that payment mode you are going to pass? You can pass this as the path parameter. Okay, I like to share one whiteboard to explain all this. I hope you guys can see my whiteboard.
Yes.
So, let's go with the payment. Okay, payment dot take any e-commerce website.com / this v1 is nothing but actually if you are using multiple versions of services, you have hosted your service in one place and say if it is failed due to some reason, then you will be referring to some other host. That time you entirely upgraded your code, then your version will change, right? So that time we will change this path by only changing this place. That is why we are using this. So payment mode is the resource here, and what is the type of payment mode you are going to make is going to be dynamic one, correct? It's not always same for all the user. It is going to be different for every user. So I am making, it can be COD, cash on delivery, or it can be another parameter, but it can accept only one parameter. After that, it can continue to the next page, that is place order. So this is the simple example for path parameter, and let me help you with the query parameter. Okay, a query parameter example, the example you have shared is the very good example. So search service, okay, .flipkart.com v1. You are going to search. So search is the API name and what you are going to search, right? So you are going to search First you have to mention what is the category you are going to search. So I'm mentioning category as it will not have the quotations. So clothes. And I'm in that I'm filtering further type equal to, and again I'm filtering. I need one more filter. So what is the size? S and color. So you can add any number of options like this, okay? And it will be handled at the developer side, okay?
It's called a query.
Yeah, it is the query parameter.
Thanks.
Okay, and you can use same thing also. Say in color you want red also and you want another color also, then you can use color twice. So that is the advantage in query parameter. Okay, so this is the example for query parameter. Next one is matrix parameter. www dot. Again, we are taking the same example for such service. And you have the you can mention the same thing what you have entered above as the matrix parameter also. Okay, so let me make it this way. So in case of matrix parameter, you don't have ampersand separation. You will be having the slash itself as the separation because it is choosing it in this level itself. Then only it is going to the next level of filter. Okay, so you can use this. And actually you can use the actual, it is separated by colon. And in the last you can filter by query parameter also. If you want to end this and then start a query, you can use this query parameter also in the end. Okay, if you just end it with the matrix parameter, then this is it. Okay, so this is the example for matrix parameter. So 3 parameters, and one more thing is called the plain parameter, okay, which I have missed while explaining. If possible, can you show live examples in Google by going through random sites and explaining the path for it? Sure. Okay, take this Zoom example. US2 web is the host. Okay, zoom.us. This is the host. Okay, can you see my screen? So this is the host. Yes.
I mean, we don't see that.
Okay, okay. Let me share all the screens.
Yeah.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
So I just opened this Zoom link while connecting to this. So take this as an example itself. So this is the base URL. Okay, and they don't have any base path because they are directly reaching the API, which is the post attendees. And we have the queries like what is the meeting ID and how many members can maximum and what is the ID for this. So they have 2 query parameters here. This is like encrypted format. MN is one of the query parameter. It can be a meeting ID and ID is one another parameter. Okay, so this is the example, live example for query parameter. Okay, coming to the matrix, yes.
Sorry. Which
Yes.
part of it was the REST endpoint and API endpoint?
Okay, this is the REST endpoint. And here, this is not an API, this is the hosted URL. Okay, if I need to show you the APIs, then I should definitely go for the network tab. Without using network tab, I cannot show you the APIs. Okay, so this is the hosted, but if you consider that as a API, then you see post attendees is the API. Okay, so the resource endpoint, sorry. Okay, now that I have logged in, auto suggest is an API. Okay, can you see this auto suggest? This is an API. Okay, so Roam API Flipkart.com is the REST endpoint. Okay, API for discover, auto suggest. I mean, API for discover, up to this discover is the path. Okay. Auto suggest is the API endpoint. Clear? All good?
Yes, understood. Thank you.
Okay. And now what is it having? It has the header. Like I said, it has the authentication and authorization informations. Okay. Can you see access control, what it is accessing? It will have multiple similar examples. Most important thing is the content type. Like I said, what is the content type they are using is again JSON. Okay. And caching information, case information, everything they will handle with the headers. Okay. Now coming to the, let me see if they have the request payload. There is no request payload here, because only if you are start typing, then we will have the, okay. Now, this is the request parameter. Okay, what is the type? I cannot explain all these details without understanding the real application's backend behavior. So basically, from my understanding, it has the query as the parent object. In that, whatever we are typing it here, it will be appended as the next context URL. I'll show you it in the when I'm searching. Okay, and what is the marketplace? It is Flipkart. What is the query? Whatever we are typing, it will be carried in this 3 spaces. Okay, let me search. Okay, if you see my next auto suggest, it will have the payload with kurta. If I typed K, it is coming K. I typed kurta, it will have KUR. Okay, whatever we are typing, it is carrying that information. And it is expecting number of rows. Like if you're when you're checking here, it will have number of 10 rows. The number of auto suggestions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, you can have up to 10 rows. That is what it means by the count. Okay, so these are all the information it is carrying. So this is a payload. This is a request payload, which is the 6th type we have seen. Okay. And this is the response it is carrying. So when I checked for KUR, how many suggestions it is bringing, those informations are here. Okay, so let me first option is kurta palazzo set, right? In women's ethnic set. If I see the latest auto suggestions in its first response, this will have this information. Can you see kurta palazzo set? So this is the response body. Okay, so this is about request parameter. We have seen now query parameter and the request parameter. Let's see some path parameter. Let me find any path parameter if I can get. Let me open some random product. Actually, if I open in the same page, I could have got it, because if I click on this, it will carry the ID of this product, okay, as the path parameter and open in the new tab. Let me show you in this. Can you see? So now this is always not going to be same. This is always dynamic. Indo, Ira, Women's, Kurta, Palazzo set. This is always dynamic, correct? So here, this is a path parameter. Okay. Guys, you got it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is dynamic and this is the path parameter. If I select another product, then it will open different path. I mean, the path will be different here. Okay. So this is the path parameter. Matrix parameter, I don't think I can get any scenario here. Like it is rarely used. So next session, I will get you the matrix parameter example, live example. Cool. Any other doubts? Okay, I hope that's it. So in the next sessions, we will see about what is the HTTP methods and messages, what is resources. Resources, we have already given you an introduction in the second session. We will see it somewhat deep, or we'll revise once again what is resources. So this is it for today's session. You can shoot any other questions if you have, otherwise we can wind up for the session. Shalini, over to you.
Thank you so much, Ovia. Thanks for explaining in detail and also helping people with live example. I really appreciate. Okay, so guys, if there is any questions, we can have a minute. You guys can just shoot it up in the chat, or else if you can unmute yourself and post it to Ovia, that would really help. Otherwise, you can also post it in our GChat channel. I would definitely encourage it. Like I always mention in every session, that is for you guys. So do not hesitate. Any questions you guys have, please feel free to post there and make best use of this opportunity that you guys have got. So yeah, that is all I had from my side. Next coming sessions would be more interesting because we will have more practical hands-on for Postman tool, etc. The primary intention of having topics in first 3-4 sessions were mainly of fundamentals of APIs, like we initially discussed, for you guys to understand what terminologies, what kind of concepts one need to be aware of before even jumping into testing API. So that was the whole intention. So I hope this specific session was useful for all of you all. And I see people joining in now. Unfortunately, we are at end of the session. This recording would be available in the OPRIME's resource section under your profile. Please do check there and do watch the session recording for whoever has joined now. Otherwise, yeah, if there is no questions from anybody, we are good to close this. Okay, I believe there is no questions. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll catch up next Wednesday for next interactive session. Thank you so much.